Alright, good morning, Algebros. We're doing a little review on vertex of quadratics before we go into modeling, and I need to hit the switch so my students know what's going on. So if you haven't done so yet, hit like and subscribe with the bell. Alright, now we needed to review what this is before we can do today's lesson. Okay, so remember, A is the number in front right here, so this would be 4. H is right here, and it should be -5. And then K is at the end, and this is 1. Now, there was originally more stuff on it. We didn't need all that. We just needed this right here to get through today. Now, wow. Moving on. So, quadratic modeling. This is not, like the TikToks where the guy gets the red carpet and throws it out and people model walk and stuff like that. Anytime you hear modeling in math, it's literally coming up with an equation based off something else. Okay, so remember, we have these two things right here. We'll need to find the A, H, and the K. Alright, this is how, now, I know I'm going to explain this, and I'm going to say it, and we're going to do it, and then I'm going to say it as slow as I can, and then people will be like, I don't know what that means, because you're not really paying attention. Alright. It's the vertex, so we look for the numbers between the repeated values, okay? When I mean repeated values, we look between the y's. All right, so if we're looking at the y's, which will always be on the bottom, okay, x's are here. Where do our numbers start repeating? Yeah, right here. This is our h, 4. This is our K, 32. Now, how to get the A value? You start from K, move to the next number. That will give you your A value. So if we start at K, which is 32, we go over here to 30. What happened? How do we get from 32 to 30? -2. That is our A. So when we're plugging it into the equation, -2 goes here. Okay, 32 goes here. It was just easier to grab that than go back and get the green. And then 4. Okay? And that's really what we're doing. Okay? You look for the repeated values. The ones in the middle, that's your H and K. To find A, you go from the right to the next point. Okay? Now, as long as I've been doing this, everybody has said the charts are easier than the graphs. Unfortunately, I had to cover some of the graphs. But that's just, it is what it is. Available at 2:03 p.m. and School OG. All right. So that was the first one. All right. Now, moving on to this one. So, we look for our numbers start repeating. The 26s are what repeats. That means that 3 is our H. Whoops. 28 is our K. Alright, now How do we go from 28 to 26? Minus 2. Now, they're not all going to be minus 2. It was just easier to make that happen this way. Okay? So, negative 2, 3, and plus 28. Now, it's the same pattern for that for each table. It's actually the same pattern for the graphs, but a lot of people still kind of mishandle that somehow. All right. Number 2. So, our vertex for number 2 is this highest point right here. This is our vertex. Okay? That coordinate is negative 2, 4. Okay? So, that is our H and that is our K. Okay. So H is negative 2, K is 4. Alright, now, notice how I said that we go to the next Y value. Alright, for our A. If this is 4, okay, that's our Y value. The next Y value, where it touches on this grid, is right here. That number is 3. How did we get from 4 to 3? Minus 1. Now, you could write minus 1, or you could just do a negative. Now, we're about to put a negative 2 in here. So remember, it's the opposite, so this would actually be plus 2. And K stays the same and the cheese stands alone. Now, that's, again, this is the process. Now, I know we're starting something new. We're not going to have our practice time till Monday. I understand that's just the way that things fell, but I think we'll be okay. All right. We okay with number 2? Insert childish giggle because it sounds like poop. Okay. All right. Number 3. All right. Again, we look for where the Y values start repeating. It's not always going to be in the middle. Okay? Which Y values start repeating?
3 and 3.
3.
That means that this is our H. This is our K. And if we start at our K and go to the right, how did we go from 4 to 3? Awesome. If y'all are grasping this, y'all are grasping this faster than any students I've had before. Makes my heart happy. All right. Now, again, you could put the negative 1 or the minus. Either one is okay. All right. Now, how many more do we have? 1? Perfect. All right. This is a big problem. Sorry. Now, our vertex is right here at 0, 5. Believe it or not, it's hard to see on this one, but the next time that this actually goes through a grid, it's actually right here.
Well, he got the line.
Oh, that's okay. Trust me, it's there. I just can't get the copiers hate me when we do this, okay? All right, so if this was 5, this goes down to 3, what happened? And that's our A. Hey. Now, a couple of ways you could write this. You could actually write minus 0, x minus 0 right here, plus 5, or you could write it like it is in the bottom. Either one is okay. All right. There's no way that didn't take that long. We are just that good. Okay. All right. So we're going to find a 7th grader to torture as everybody else does other things. All right. Don't forget, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Good stuff, good things. Roll Tide.